Hello, you guys. Good morning. I hope that you're doing well wherever you are. I'm supposed to be getting ready for brunch, but I wanted to kind of talk about this because I saw this last night and I was like, oh wow, the plot thickens. The plot effing thickens, y'all. Like, this is something that I did not expect. I'm like, kind of like, huh? I don't really know how to feel about it. So, as you know, you've probably seen that it's come out that Camille Vasquez, our beloved Camille Vasquez, is going to be representing Kanye West. Kanye hired Camille Vasquez to represent him apparently. Now, I didn't really read into the article. I just saw the headline: Kanye West hires Johnny Depp's lawyer Camille Vasquez from Amber Heard trial. She is just coming off the biggest defamation trial ever, and she won that shit. She won that shit with the help of obviously Jennifer, Ben, and the entire team, but she won that shit. So now here we are, she's getting another high profile client, highly controversial, and it's like, what is going to be going on with this? Because we have seen what's going on with Kanye West. He's in all these issues with different brands like Gap, Adidas, Balenciaga just dropped him. He has issues with Kim, his ex-wife, and completely blowing her out of the water, consistently embarrassing her, talking about the family, talking shit about Chris. He's just wearing shirts and trying to create all types of discord and bringing up shit that we've already went through and talked about, and it's just we really don't need to go back there. And just Kanye, what are you doing? Now, my thing is with Kanye, I feel like he is someone who is deeply troubled. I feel like it's definitely started with the passing of his mother, which was something that was unexpected because she passed during surgery and everything like that. And I don't think he ever really got help for that. That's something highly, highly traumatic, losing your mother. I could not imagine, I don't even want to think about when that time comes, because I know I'm going to probably want to fucking go with her. But it's just that is something very huge. So he went through that and it seemed like something snapped in him, and he's never been right since. And so it's do you have a compassionate, empathetic viewpoint towards Kanye, because he, is very talented and he's done all this stuff for the culture, and he lost his mother, which is highly traumatic, and he's dealing with this in the public world, but yet he's doing all these controversial things, aligning with Trump, wearing, Make America Great Again hats, just being all types of hella political, and just trying to, it's I don't want to say he's creating division, but he's trying to create, I feel some type of chaos or some type of conversation that he wants going on. So, I'm trying to understand what's kind of going on. I know Camille is a lawyer. I don't know if she works with, divorce law and everything like that, because I'm what is Kanye hiring Camille Vasquez to do for him exactly? What is it that, I know that he's gone through umpteen divorce lawyers at this point. Kim is just trying to get rid of this dude, and move on with her life completely. And he's gone through umpteen divorce lawyers. So, now he's landing on Camille Vasquez, which I'm just whoa. And it's just okay, let's see what's going on. So, you piqued my interest, TMZ. I'm pushing the fucking article. I'm also going to be talking about another article that happens to be on TMZ. TMZ has all the effing tea. I don't know why. So it starts, Kanye West hires Johnny Depp's attorney from her trial as fallout continues. So it says Kanye West has taken a lot of L's lately, which he absolutely has. So he's hoping one person who recently scored Johnny Depp a big win can come to his rescue. My thing is, here, Kanye, we've seen you talking hella shit out in public. We've seen you doing all these things out in public. It's very different from Johnny being this actor with whom is beloved by the community, very talented, never had anything really on his reputation, and then all of a sudden this bitch comes out sitting there saying, oh, he abused the fuck out of me, did this, that, and other, and everybody's what the fuck? It's very different, because Kanye, we've seen your mess. We've seen it, and it's just like, it's not right. Some of the things he says and does. He was talking about the Jewish people to the point where we had, oh my god, what is her name? Oh my god, Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis. She was on, I forget what news show. She was highly upset, disturbed by his words. Like, it's just, so it continues. Sources close to Yee tell us he's hired Camille Vasquez in the Brown Rudnick firm. Camille should be a very familiar name, as she is. Her legal skills had her gain a win against Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. As we reported, Kanye lost a major big partner in Balenciaga in the fallout from his continued anti-Semitic attacks, claims surrounding the death of George Floyd, which was another one. And then he wore a White Lives Matter shirt to his Yeezy show. So it's like thing after thing after thing after thing that he's just like controversy after controversy. Like, he's picking the most controversial topics and just like wanting to obliterate. It's like he wants this negative attention. So then TMZ broke the story. He recently hired Melinda Gates, a former divorce attorney for Bob Cohen, to represent him in his ongoing divorce with Kim Kardashian. We're told Camille and the team will not be involved in the divorce. Okay, so that's the answer that I wanted. So Camille and all of them are going to be in his other shit, which I'm just like, oh god, oh goodness. If Kim and Kanye can't come to an agreement by December, the divorce will go to trial. And given Kanye's actions of late, Kim will likely get much of what she asked for from the judge. Please, let's not have this go to trial. Please. The Kanye and Kim divorce trial, can y'all? I can't. I don't have the bandwidth. Oh my god. So apparently that's all we have at this moment. That has come out that the Camille is going to be representing Kanye, not in the divorce, but all this other fucking mess he has going on that we just listed and named. And I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like, to me, Camille is like this girl, like this woman. I don't know. I just don't want her to get involved in his craziness. It's like a protective thing. Like, you know, I just rather him not be around her and just like rub off his whatever the fuck he has going on with himself on her right now. But then another effing story that TMZ broke 17 hours ago. It was a very busy day for them yesterday. Very, very. They were getting tea and tips everywhere. God damn, I know they're happy. So another thing that I saw is that our Johnny and Jeff Beck might be in another type of lawsuit or court situation, because it says that Johnny Depp and Jeff Beck are suing the author, who alleges that they stole lyrics to one of their songs from a poem. So I'm just like, oh gosh, no. Like, so apparently, and that always happens when somebody is at the height, you know, they're doing well, they're in their glory. There's always somebody who wants to come and take them and knock them down off their pedestal. It happens all the time. So now that Johnny is off the backs of winning this huge defamation case, he's been filming, he completed a movie, he's now on tour, and now this author wants to come in and say, oh, you guys stole lyrics from my poem. Okay, so let's see. Johnny Depp and Jeff Beck sue man who allegedly say they stole lyrics. It's a textbook shakedown, alright? And look at our Johnny. He's so, oh my god, I love Johnny. Johnny and Jeff Beck are firing back at the author who claimed they jacked lyrics to one of their songs from an old poem, calling the whole thing a cash grab. Exactly, which was probably that whole situation with that guy who was trying to say Johnny, like, beat on him and all this shit. Like, what? Get the fuck out. People just, and that's something, when you get to a certain point, you make a certain point of money, people are just going to come at you. They're just going to fucking try you because they want a piece of the fucking pie. They want to get anything they can possibly get. And it's crazy. So Johnny and Jeff just filed a lawsuit against folklorist Bruce Jackson, who accused the duo of stealing the lyrics to their song Sad Motherfucking Parade from an old toast performed in an intimate and shared on one of Jack's books. So apparently this Bruce Jackson is saying that Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp stole lyrics from one of his intimate shared books or something, and put it in their song Sad Motherfucking Parade. Please stop it. Just stop it. According to the suit obtained by TMZ, Johnny and Jeff say the toast, known as Hobo Ben, doesn't have clear origins, and they claim Jackson never even admitted the person who shared the poem with him admitted it was passed down over time like an old folk tale. So there's not really much ownership. It's something that's been passed down over years and years. It gets changed here, it gets changed there, kind of like telephone, but as it goes on, the origins are unknown because it's been going on for forever and ever and ever, you know? So who owns this, really? You don't own it. Apparently this poet doesn't own it because he got it from somewhere. A mess. In other words, they say that this belongs to no one. It belongs to no one. The Hobo Ben toast goes, ladies of culture and beauty so refined, is there one among you that would grant me wine? I'm raggedy, I know, but I have no stink, and God bless the lady that'll buy me a drink. Heavy-hipped Hattie turned to Nadine with a laugh and said what that funky motherfucker really needs, child, is a bath. The song lyrics on Johnny and Jeff's new albums feature similar lines to the Hobo Ben poem. I'm raggedy, I know it, but I have no stink. God bless the lady that'll buy me a drink. And what that funky motherfucker really needs, child, is a bath. So apparently this toast and this folklore toast and this song from Sad Motherfucking Parade, they are very similar. But Johnny and Jeff Beck are saying that it's from a folklore that's been passed down, and so there really are no origins, and it belongs to no one. What do you guys think? In their suit, Johnny and Jeff claim Jackson fired off legal papers asserting he was the rightful owner of the only known authorized transcription and recording of Hobo Ben. But the pair claims Jackson tellingly never said he owned the rights to the toast itself because he knew he couldn't copyright an old folk tale. Jackson also blasted Johnny and Jeff in the media, telling Rolling Stone, I've been publishing stuff for 50 years, and this is the first time anyone has just ripped something off and put their own name on it. Johnny and Jeff are ripping Jackson for what they say is an old-fashioned shakedown, and they want damages, and for a judge to declare that they did not commit copyright infringement by using parts of the Hobo Ben toast in their song. So they're like, this is a cash grab. We want this all sorted out. We want a judge to say that this is not it, and handle it. So Johnny is back in another court case with Jeff Beck over these lyrics. So I guess that we will follow it. I do see that it's very similar to this Hobo Ben toast, but if it's folklore, if it's a story, if it's something that's been passed down through generations and generations, there is no owner. There is no specific owner. It's just like a ghost story that are told around like a fire pit, you know, at a camp, you're camping, and it's a story you're telling. You probably don't know exactly, it's something that you've heard from somebody else and you're retelling it in that moment. You probably don't know every single word that was told you before. You start paraphrasing this, that, and another, and that's how folklore stuff happens. I don't know. I think that it's completely like, okay, it'll probably be a settlement type thing. Here, take your little like 50 grand or something and hush your mouth and like, let's go on about our business. But people really do tend to do this when you're hot and you're unbothered. They try to swoop in and get in your fucking shit. And it's just like, come on. Come the fuck on. Like, so over it. And then the last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about before I head to brunch, which I'm really excited about. I don't even know where we're going. Just kind of riding and figuring it out. So, but something that, oh gosh. And you know, there's a certain person who really like, I'm like all over the place, you know, but there's one chick, she like stays on it. And let me find it. She helps me out a lot. Oh, excuse me. Callie Creara on Twitter. She added me in this post from Brian. They apparently did a live, I believe, last night. Okay, Brian, that average, incredibly average, the one who has all the tea, the one who broke all the details, gave us diagrams, gave us all the audio. The Brian, he's still releasing tea. That's what he does. He's very good at it. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it, but I will let you guys know. So apparently, as we know, Amber Heard tried to get up in court and say and make it try to seem like I don't do drugs. I would never do MDMA with Johnny. Like I would never, like, that's just something that I don't do. I would never do cocaine. Johnny had jars of cocaine and baggies of cocaine everywhere, but I would never. James Franco just came up in an elevator with me with a backpack, but there was no drugs in it. Carla Delevingne just came up in the elevator, but she ain't had no drugs on her. I never do drugs. I was even at Coachella, and, you know, that was my sister who got sick, not me. Not me drinking the wine, the red wine, and the mushrooms and the MDMA. Got so sick that I had to be taken back to the hotel by Starlin Jenkins, and then tried to say that Starlin Jenkins was mistaken and that it was actually my sister. Starlin Jenkins mistaked my pregnant sister as me. She's so fucking deluded. Oh my god. Like, we know that you do drugs. You do copious amounts of drugs. You drink copious amounts of fucking wine, Amber, and it was in everything. The fact that, like, to this day that she tried to sit up in that court and act like she did absolutely nothing wrong. Like, nothing. Nothing. Amber sat there and made herself seem like the most pristine angel in the world. Like, she did not one iota of a wrong. Everything that she did was correct. And it's insane for a person to say, like, everybody does something wrong. Nobody is perfect. But Amber was trying to make herself seem like this perfect victim, in which she is completely not. So Brian, that incredibly average, he has posted on his live, and he also posted on his Twitter about 13 hours ago. He says, for those who missed the live, you can rewatch the replay. So go ahead and do that. And here's the image version of the talked about subject matter. An email confirming Amber Heard on the worst drug trip of her life. Now, it appears to be emails or messages between her and IO. Okay? So this is, the date says Tuesday, 4/26/2016. So I believe this was probably after Coachella. The Coachella of which she was not doing drugs. The Coachella of which she was not sick, you fucking lying bitch. So it goes on. And it starts with AH reaching out to IO, alright? So it says, I'm upset and hurt, to be honest. Oh my god. Imagine waking up and getting a text from Amber like that. I'm upset and hurt, to be honest. That's it. The dramatics, honey. Oh my god, she's so fucking dramatic. So then IO responds, okay, period, talk to me, period, upset and hurt by what? Exactly. I would be like, I hate when people try to be all fucking cryptic and shit. Or like, they'll send you like, can I ask you a question? And immediately, like, I don't know why, like, I get anxiety when I'm like, can you just ask the question? And then they'll wait for you to respond. I'm like, can you just ask the question? And then, like, it'll take forever for them to ask the actual question that they asked to ask. I'm like, can we not do this? Can we really not? Like, oh. So IO says, okay, talk to me. Upset and hurt by what? So then she has this long ass paragraph. Long. So bear with me. So she says, so much. I know you're going through a tough patch with your new girl who you've known for a matter of months. Like, off the bat, like, just diminishing whatever relationship it is that IO is in at this moment. But she says in parentheses, not diminishing it, but that's true. Oh my god. She's so fucking insufferable and petty, and just her attitude is so rank. I know you're going through a rough patch with your new girl you've known for a matter of months. Not diminishing it, but it's true. But here I am, fresh out of a major international headiness, making media circus of a criminal trial that I've been fighting for a year. That's your own fucking fault, bitch. You did it to your goddamn self. Johnny told you not to fucking do that shit, and you did it anyway. Blame yourself. And so you're gonna come at IO all types of sideways with some fucking attitude. Oh my god, like this is like how you treat your friends. This is how you come at your friends. I haven't even read this. And I'm just going through it like literally right now, and I'm just like, she hit Raquel in the face. Like, this is how you treat people, Amber. This is how you talk to people. Like, it's starting off to me. You've got this going on in your life, but it's nowhere near what I have going on. It's just so much more you can never understand. Like, ew. But I'm here, fresh out of a major international headiness, making media circus of a criminal trial that I've been fighting for a year, going through the beginning of a divorce with my husband I've been dealing with for almost 5 years, about to tear my life into two, dealing with major shit with sis and my family, which you couldn't have known, but not to mention losing both of my stepkids in the span of a few days for nothing I did, bitch. Of course, nothing you did, because you do nothing. You're perfect. Nothing I did. Oh, and I was turning 30. She's insufferable. Imagine getting this big ass fucking text that started off with somebody saying that your issues are really not a thing at all compared to what I have going on, and then goes into like trauma dumping on you. All I wanted was to have that weekend. It was my only ask, even from Johnny, who didn't even text or call or anything else. So apparently Johnny did not call or text Amber for her 30th birthday, which he shouldn't have, bitch. Like, you're ruining my life, like, for no fucking reason, out of greed. So I feel for you. I really do. But I'd say I really could have used the support. I needed my team. As I told you earlier that last evening, and wasn't able to articulate later that night, that as I was having the worst trip of my life. She is such a fucking bitch. So she's saying she was going through all of this. She wanted this one week and she was turning 30. Johnny didn't text her, didn't call her or anything. She just lost her stepkids. She's going through stuff with her sister and her family. Imagine what that is. Imagine, like, all this shit is going on because they're probably like, bitch, you're coming out and saying that Johnny Depp fucking abused you and we were there? And he's done all this stuff for us and you. What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone's probably coming at her like, what the fuck? And apparently IL was not at this weekend. And she's feeling like he wasn't supporting her. So what the fuck was going on? People probably didn't want to have shit to do with you, Amber. It's as simple as that. But she said she was having the worst trip of her life. And damn near thought we were going to have serious trouble. Even I thought I might be fucked. I was going into convulsions and couldn't quite stop to explain. I'm having the worst drug reaction I've ever experienced, the most painful trip in convulsions, and I'm worried I might lose consciousness, and we were really fucked up. Not to mention how a trip to the ER for this would affect my probation. Amber, what are you on probation for? What are you on probation for, Amber? Because you're tripping and having a drug reaction to the point where you're worried you're about to lose consciousness and having all types of fucking convulsions and worried about not going to the ER because it would affect your probation? And then she proceeds and says, but please sit down, will ya? The worst experience of my life. Next, I know you've split without even a note or goodbye. And this is an issue that Amber has with people splitting. We heard it in the audios with Johnny countless times. You split, you split, you split. You split at the top of a fight. You don't even let it, you split, you split, you split. Amber is a person who cannot be left. She has abandonment issues. She does not like when people leave her. She has abandonment issues. Isn't that what Jeffrey Dahmer had? Like, he had an issue with people, like, leaving him, and that's why he would kill people so that they would just always stay with him. I'm not trying to call Amber Johnny. I'm not trying to call Amber Jeffrey Dahmer. But isn't that what was going on? And Amber is now telling IL the same exact things that she was screaming at Johnny about splitting. This is a common occurrence. And when people split, and when people leave from her, and leave her abandoned, she feels she goes the fuck in on them. She hit and beat Johnny, screamed, yelled, and threw things at him. And now she's berating Io in these text messages for leaving her and splitting while she's going through this worst drug trip of her life. Wow. The worst experience of my life. Next I know, you've split without even a note or a goodbye. Petting, annoying personality differences aside, the important thing was perhaps giving me what really mattered. Just this weekend. I mean, you gave me shit for not flying halfway across the world for one day to come to your 30th birthday party, and you can't even stay a whole day, an all expenses paid vacation weekend trip in Coachella and Palm Springs for mine? Question mark, exclamation, exclamation. Oh my gosh, she's so fucking entitled. She's so entitled. She's pissed because I left from this Coachella Palm Springs all expense paid trip. How fucking dare you leave me on my 30th? Oh my god, I'm going through all this shit with my husband and the divorce, of all of which I put on myself, and I'm going through this drug-induced coma and having all these reactions, all of which was my own fault because I took the drugs, but how dare you leave me? Like, oh, she's a fucking cunt. I cannot wait to hear what Io says. So this is Io's response. Amber. I'm sorry you feel like I let you down. I always intended to show up for you, and over the last 5 years, I've shown up for you pretty fucking hard. I wonder what that means. But you have some forces in your life that make that really difficult. Boom. You have some forces in your life that make that very difficult. Interesting. So even her friends are fucking over her shit. They're fucking over it. Over it. But you have some forces in your life that make it really difficult. One being that there is little room for anything besides your painful relationship. Exactly. So it don't matter what the fuck I have going on, like she just said in her first text to him about his little relationship he has going on. It doesn't matter about what anybody else has going on. It only matters about what Amber has going on in her painful relationship, and there's no room for anything else. And that is difficult for Io. Wow. I can only imagine the shit show that was actually happening, the chaos that was actually happening when all this was going on. Like, wow. I need to make this bigger. I have walked you through countless near breakups and even flown home early from work when there was physical violence. I have been there, stopped my life. And when he says, when there has been physical violence. Notice the wording. When there has been physical violence. He did not say when Johnny hit you. He said when there has been physical violence. That wording to me could be either fucking or, quite honestly. He didn't say when Johnny abused you, when Johnny hit you. He said he came home when there was physical violence. I have been there, stopped my life multiple times because Johnny pulled some bullshit and you were hurting. Again, pulled some bullshit. Not that he abused her and you were hurting. Solidly struck by you. Solidly stuck by you again and again as you found your way to this place. Exactly. You found your way to this place. I love that wording, Io, because everything that you've done prior, all the shit that you've done has brought you to where you are right now. And that has nothing to do with Io. That has everything to do with Amber. Take ownership for what the fuck you do, bitch. But in the meantime, I've gotten erased. Your comment about me going through shit with a new girl reveals that so clearly. Exactly. It's so dismissive. You have no idea what's happening with me because you've been in the capacity and haven't had the space to ask. You don't ask nothing about me. That's what I always say. It's all about you. You don't say shit. I've been erased. It's all about you and what the fuck you've got going on. It don't matter what I'm doing. And it's shown clearly in your message above talking about my relationship I've been in for 2 months. IO is going in, but he's doing it in a way that's like, I really like it. And I'm sorry if I'm misgendering. I think IO is he. I'm not sure. So I'll say they. I'll say they. You have no idea what's happening with me because you've been at a capacity and haven't had the space to ask. I have been to every single premiere, every photo shoot, literally everything you've done that has mattered to you since I met you. I have made a priority. Then I wrote a fucking book, Amber, and the very first person I brought a copy to when I got the box, literally the first, before my dad or anyone, was you. Was you. It's been 6 months and you haven't read it. You're my only friend that hasn't taken the time to read the most meaningful thing. Io is going the fuck in. Amber doesn't have these friends anymore. Raquel, Io, all of this, she does not have these friends anymore. There's no... Eve Barlow is the only one fucking hanging on it. I don't know if you saw that picture of Amber. It looked like they were out front of like a house, and Amber is like facing the street, and Bianca is like hugging her, and like they're hugging each other, and then you see Eve just looking in, like looking away, and it's just like she's a third fucking wheel. It's so fucking sad. It's so sad. But damn, Io, go in. It just shows how very self-centered and narcissistic and just very like unaware Amber is, that like she's coming at Io like this, like, oh, you're not supportive, oh, I just wanted you here for this weekend, you couldn't even stay for this fucking all expenses paid weekend, how dare you, I just needed you there. And he's like, and they're like, I've been there for you for every fucking important thing. I've left work early. I've left home. I've flown fucking places. I've been there for you. And when I sent you my fucking, the most meaningful fucking thing, writing a goddamn book, which takes a lot of time. I'm currently trying to make a goddamn ebook, but it takes a lot of time, and you're gonna fucking not even read it? You're my only friend. It's been 6 months and you haven't even fucking read it? Similar to how you got that fucking money from Johnny for the fucking divorce, and you had, what, 18 fucking months to give it to charity, and you did not? You just don't do things, Amber. You just don't do things. You have a habit of not doing the important things that fucking matter. And I love this from Io. Like, I've never seen this. I wonder why this wasn't, you know, in the court case, where it came from. How is it that Brian is able to get all, like, these inside details? He's, like, amazing. But my God, like, I'm agreeing with Io. I'm agreeing with Io. I would never think that I would say something like that. But I really am. Like, fuck. Like, how could you not? You've had this book for 6 fucking months. Io is saying you were the first person I gave this book to, other than my father, right out the box, and you're the only friend who has not read that shit. Like, that's hurtful. And now you're gonna be coming at me because I didn't come to your fucking 30th birthday party. Shut the fuck up. So it continues. It's like a long ass message, and Io really got it all out. Got it all out. So it proceeds. The most meaningful thing I've ever done, because your relationship, your addict, your trial, your pain has kept you from that. I like how he's saying your relationship, your addict, your trial, because it's all stuff she's done and put. I'll keep misgender. I'm really not trying to. I should say they. They're saying your relationship, your addict, your trial, they're making it very apparent that this is something you've done, Amber. Something that you have put your fucking self in, and now you want everybody to take up and round around you because your life is fucking falling apart over something that you did to yourself. Get the fuck out of here. I understand that to a certain degree, but it's become a vortex. It's all that exists. That's literally, it's all that exists. That's what Io is saying. It's all that exists. All this foolishness. The other nasty force is your best friend. Ooh, who is he talking about? Who are they talking about? So apparently it's the whole relationship situation. Io being erased because nothing else fucking matters but this relationship and everything that Amber has going on. And now Io is going to the fact that there's another factor, is that you have a nasty ass best friend. And I want to know who the hell this is. The other nasty force is your best friend. She's mean. She demeans me. She's selfish, bratty, and unkind. Wow. Those are strong words. She shits on me publicly every chance she gets. Hanging out with her is excruciating. Now, I believe from the whole wedding situation, wasn't there a moment where Io hit Raquel, and got the nickname like I hit Rocky, I something like that? Am I remembering that correctly? So is Raquel the nasty friend, the nasty best friend? And I could see that. She looks like she'd be a bitch, quite honestly. Not trying to judge books by her fucking cover, but she, like, watching her deposition and stuff, she looks like a fucking bitch. She does. Just the attitude, like the way she was answering, she looks like a fucking bitch. Wow. All the tea. So she's not a nice person. She's unkind. She demeans him. She's selfish. She's bratty. And it's excruciating for Io to be around her. She goes unchecked in her nasty behavior. So Amber just lets that shit happen because you don't put her in line. So imagine having a friend with whom really doesn't give a fuck about you, but wants you to have all this support, and then they have another friend who treats you like complete fucking ass, and then Amber is not even coming up to defend you, yet wants you to be around her on her 30th fucking birthday, which whom this nasty person is probably there. Wow, this is all types of drama and discord. Wow. So Amber is not putting this nasty friend in line. Her behavior goes unchecked. Io goes on. I know she's important to you and supports you. The way she treats literally everyone else around you is awful. You never stood up for me, to my knowledge, and told her she can't treat me like shit all the time. I'm expected to put a smile on my face and bear it. I tried to be there for you when you had your bad trip, and she straight up told me to leave the room. So that is why Io fucking split, because this nasty friend told him to leave the room, likely because she wanted to have Amber's attention all to her fucking self. Like, you know, that one friend that is just like, oh my god, like, let me handle this, like, takes over the whole situation, is all fucking extra. That was probably Raquel, and was like, just leave. Like, I can see her doing that shit now. Like, I can so see it. Wow, this is sad. And it's very eye-opening and gives you really an in-depth look of what was happening in their friend groups and the dynamics and everything like that. So, I tried to be there for you when you had your bad trip, and she straight up told me to leave the room because she had to own you. Exactly. I didn't even read that part. But yes, there are people like that. I don't want to fight that bullshit all the time. Draw a line in the sand. Tell her to back the fuck off. Have some respect. You are the only person she will listen to. I would never put up with that treatment anywhere in my life if it wasn't for how much I love you and want to be near you. You know I love you so much and always want to be there for you when you need me, but I need you too. I'm not in a bad place with a new girl. I'm in a fucking bad place with myself. I was suicidal trigger warning. I was suicidal for the first time in 3 years 2 weeks ago. That's why I needed to leave. They were taking care of themselves. And Amber didn't even take the chance to, like, message and say, hey, you know, I was going through my bad trip. I didn't really know what was going on. Next thing I realized you were gone. What was going on? What happened? She could have came at him like that, like, out of curiosity. Instead, she comes at him accusatory, diminishing anything they have going on in their lives, belittling it to say that you're not supportive because you weren't here. When really it was the fact that this nasty ass fucking friend told Io to leave. And they were in a bad place. Wow. And Raquel wants to own Amber. That's who I'm thinking this nasty friend is. Allegedly. That is who I'm thinking this nasty friend is. And Io is like, I'm not accepting that. You won't tell this person to back the fuck off, draw a land in the sign, and to respect me. That's not a friend. That's not a friend. Wow. That's why I needed to leave. I needed to go make sure I didn't fall down the rabbit hole. 2 nights and 2 days was what I could handle. That's more than enough dealing with somebody with whom is excruciating and treats you like utter fucking shit. Okay? Like, come on. I didn't leave you a note, but I texted you the second I left. You assume I left for fun. I wish you assumed I left because I was hurting and needed to take care of myself. Or how about you even asked, Amber? Took a moment to ask instead of accusing. Ugh. I'm always thinking of you, worrying about you, trying to figure out how to show up for you. Because I love you. I don't need all expense paid trips. I need to not be disrespected by the people around you. And I showed up for 3 days in a cardboard box with you. Damn. I wonder what that cardboard box thing is about. Is that where they were staying? It wasn't like nice like they used to be? Like, what does that mean? And do you know what Amber responds to all of that? Because Io read her for fucking filth. He called her selfish, unself-aware, disrespectful, having people around her with whom she does not control. Told her that her relationships and issues are all her issues, things that she's put on herself. He read her for fucking filth. And do you know the only response Amber gives? This is what she responds back. Okay, just got your text. I've been filming all day. Period. Too much to text back when I don't have a phone. Do you want to come over to talk? I'll be like, you know what? Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. No, I don't want to fucking talk. I don't want to fucking talk. I don't want to fucking talk at all. There's nothing to talk about at this point. Io laid it all out on the fucking table. And she had the nerve to respond like that. There's nothing more to talk about. That was eye-opening. And now I'm feeling a type of way for Io. Which I never thought I would fucking say. Amber is a horrible person. But it sounds like Raquel or whoever this nasty ass friend is right up there fucking with her. Because, my God, the way that Io described this person and the fact that Amber does nothing about it and just sees it and allows that treatment to her other friend by another friend is so fucked. It's so fucked. So I'm so glad that Brian has released this for us to see, because it does let you see the dynamics of these people and what was truly going on while they tried to act like, you know, posting all these pictures of them dancing and Amber with her mouth hanging all wide open and at all these parties where really there was all types of discord and people not liking each other and all this going on, and Amber had all this bullshit going on and really couldn't see that other people were going through shit themselves. The way that she came at him in that first text was so off. Oh my God. Could y'all imagine getting a text like that? Like, oh my God. Like, get it together, girl. Get it together. So anyway, I just had to share that. Thank you, Callie Carrara, for adding me and letting me know about that. That was super fucking cool. I'm gonna go get ready for brunch. I feel like I want to put my nails on, but I don't know what time it's 9:45. Okay, so I've got about 2 hours. I'm like, I want to put my nails on. So I need to get myself together. So, yeah. Alexa, what's the weather?
Right now in Colombia, it's 41 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Throughout the day, you can expect more of the same, with a high of 68 degrees and a low of 41 degrees.
Okay, high of 68, so that lets me know how I need to dress. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy yourselves. It's nice, it's sunny out, it's gonna be a little bit chilly, so just wrap yourselves up. But, yeah, wild. I'm actually feeling a type of way for IO. Like, I'm sad. Wow. Didn't expect that. Let me know what you guys think about Miss Amber in her text messages. Let me know what you think about Johnny and Jeff Beck and that whole lyrics situation, and Kanye now hiring Camille. Like, woo! Wow, wow, wow. Anyway, closing it here. I will see you guys a little bit later. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye.